I guess I need to start off by saying I do not have some sort of deep hatred or anything like that toward Amazon or Amazon games, because funny enough, it was literally just yesterday that I made a video talking about Amazon games and how they are not doing very well. It was actually more so about how Amazon games, it turns out, has for years now, they've been wanting to be the next Steam and it just hasn't happened. But I spent a lot of time as well evaluating the status quo of Amazon games and really just seeing how it has not really matched up to par anything that it has wanted to be. A lot of it was talking about MMOs. Basically, Amazon games, they wanted their flagship products to be these huge breakout MMO RPGs, and, well, they really just haven't been doing so well. Throne and Liberty, that's one that came out pretty much about a year ago, and it has mixed reviews. It's just not doing very well. Lost Ark is another huge one by Amazon games. A lot of people do play that. That has a pretty big following, but as you can see, came out in 2022, about 3.5 years ago, and it got mixed reviews and actually recently mostly negative reviews. So yeah, not looking too good. Now, the reason I am talking about Amazon games yet again is because something just came out today that people are talking about with Amazon games that is unfortunately another L by Amazon games, if it is true. It's not been confirmed yet, but it does seem to be that this is the case. So if you didn't know, one of the big projects that Amazon Games has been working on for quite some time is another MMO, and specifically this is an unnamed Lord of the Rings MMORPG. I do want to point this out too. There is actually already a Lord of the Rings MMORPG, if you didn't know. I mean, I've never played it. I know nothing about it, but it seems to be doing pretty well. It's been around for about 13 years now. But this is a project that has been a long time coming for Amazon Games. It's actually already been canceled once before. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but yeah, now it actually looks like it is possibly, very possibly being canceled yet again. Maybe for good this time, I guess we really don't know. But this was all from a LinkedIn post by a person named Ashley Amreen. Now she is, or actually was, a senior gameplay engineer at Amazon Games. Apparently she was a part of the very recent 14,000 people that were laid off. So she made a post that kind of talked a little bit about Lord of the Rings MMO. It didn't really say much, but what it mentioned seemed to hint at a lot. Now, it's very much worth mentioning that I'm reading the articles about this, but now when I go to the actual source, when I go to Ashley's LinkedIn page, it is now gone. It has been Thanos snapped into oblivion. I don't know if that was by her own choice or by Amazon Games or something. I don't know. And when I go to the actual link that people have put out there on the actual post that she made, yeah, that post is also gone. So if I just read this rock, paper, shotgun article right here, and this is just a small part of the article, I will link it in the description. There is a bit more, but it does have a direct quote from Ashley. So it says, Amazon has canceled their second attempt at a Lord of the Rings MMO, and this is all alleged. It's not actually confirmed, but this is as part of recent mass layoffs, and this is according to a now former senior gameplay engineer at Amazon Games. So it says the engineer in question is Ashley Amreen, who announced that she had lost her job on LinkedIn yesterday. So this is a quote from the post. This morning, I was part of the layoffs at Amazon Games alongside my incredibly talented peers on New World and our fledgling Lord of the Rings game, and then in parentheses, y'all would have loved it. So there's not much here, but we can actually dissect quite a bit from this. So she hasn't just come out and say that the Lord of the Rings MMO was canceled, but it really seems to be that way, because it's worth mentioning that New World, that is a game that she mentioned there. She said that the layoffs affected her incredibly talented peers that were working on New World. Now, this is a game that has officially been canceled. They are keeping the servers up through 2026, but yeah, it is basically canceled. It is, well, the end is coming. Now, that is another MMORPG, and she mentions the Lord of the Rings MMO that would be coming up alongside of that, and that would seem to indicate that that, along with New World, has been canceled. And she even says in parentheses with the Lord of the Rings game, hey, you all would have loved that game. Now, to give you some history as well from that same article, it says Amazon's first Lord of the Ring MMO was a collaboration with Chinese company Leo. So that was announced in 2019, but then the development was ended in 2021 thanks to an apparent contractual dispute. And then Amazon revealed revealed the second Lord of the Rings MMO, basically the revival, in 2023 after partnering with new Middle-earth rights owner Embracer. This was going to be a persistent open-world MMO adventure spanning the events of The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but beyond that, we never heard much about the project. So this thing kind of worked in intervals of 2 years, it looks like. So it was first announced in 2019, then it was announced that it was canceled in 2021, then it was announced that it was coming back in 2023, and now it looks like maybe in 2025 it's being canceled again, or maybe it will soon be announced that it is being canceled. One last thing I want to point out, on Amazon's website, it does still say that this is a game that is currently in development. That has not changed. So I don't know if this really officially has ended, but it really wouldn't be a surprise if this is ending, because Amazon, as it turns out, they do seem to be going away from their MMORPGs that unfortunately have not been very successful for them.